my darlings, it's Nikki here, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to get this beautiful fancy updo. Now this hairstyle might seem a little bit complicated at first glance, but I can assure you it's quick and easy. And the element that gives this fancy updo a little bit of oomph is this beautiful headband that I have. Now you can use any headband that you have at home, or you can purchase an embellished one. They're really inexpensive. This one in particular is a faux pearl embellished headband that I purchased from Zara, and it cost me only $10, but it looks like I spent way more on it. So if you have a more dressier occasion to go to, this hairstyle is perfect for that. And best of all, it doesn't require any heat whatsoever. So if you have a wedding or a cocktail party, I hope that you find this fancy updo the perfect hairstyle for that occasion. So without further ado, if you want to know how I got this beautiful fancy updo, keep on watching. To start off, I'm sectioning my hair into 4 sections. 2 sections in the front and 2 sections in the back. I'm wearing my 240 gram set of fancy hair extensions for this hairstyle because it helps to have longer sections to work with so that they can reach the back of your head. For the 2 front sections, I'm going to be working with all of the hair starting from the back of my ear to my hairline. To make sure that these sections don't get mixed up with the back sections, I'm clipping each section with a hair clip just until I put on my headband. My 2 back sections will be all the remaining hair in the back separated into 2. And now for the headband. This headband doesn't have too much stretch, so please excuse my interesting facial expressions as I try to fit my head through it. After I successfully put my head through the headband, I'm placing the back of the headband under my hair in the back and over the front 2 sections of hair that I separated earlier, and placing the middle of the headband at the center of my head at the top. Once I've done that, I'm unclipping the front sections and making any necessary adjustments to my hair in case I need to hide my clip-in hair extensions before I start braiding. When I'm ready to braid, I'm starting off with the 2 sections in the back. All I'm doing is braiding each section into a regular Dutch braid, which I'm securing at the ends with a small hair elastic and then pulling it apart with my fingers to make it look more undone. To braid a Dutch braid, simply separate the working section into 3 strands and start braiding a regular braid, except instead of crossing the strands over, cross them under. Continue to cross the strands under each other until you have no more hair to work with and you'll have yourself a beautiful Dutch braid. I'm braiding the exact same Dutch braid with the second section. Now that I have my 2 Dutch braids, I'm taking one of the Dutch braids and rolling it in sideways until I reach the back of my head to create a little chignon. To secure it in place, I'm pinning it with a lot of bobby pins. Once it feels secure, I'm doing the same thing with the second braid. Now I'm coming back to the 2 front sections, but before I start braiding, I'm sectioning away a chunk of hair that I want to leave out of the braid so that it frames my face. For this Dutch braid, I'm going to start off with a French Dutch braid because I want the top of this braid attached to my head and following the shape of my headband. So to braid a French Dutch braid, you want to repeat the same steps as you would for a regular Dutch braid, but this time you're going to be adding in hair from the outside of each strand you're crossing under into the braid. So what I did was start at the top with a small section that I separated into 3 strands, and I crossed my strands 2 times before adding in any hair to the strands. Once I started adding in hair to the strands, I repeated these steps until I ran out of hair to add and continued braiding a regular Dutch braid until I ran out of hair to work with. And of course, after I secured this braid with a hair elastic, I'm going in and pulling apart this braid because by now you guys must know how much I love this part. I'm going ahead and creating the exact same French Dutch braid on the other side. Once I have my 2 braids, I'm taking one of the braids and draping it over the side of my headband, taking it to the back and over the braided chignons that I created earlier. The reason why I love wearing my hair extensions for this hairstyle is because I can make the front braids reach all the way around the braided chignons and tuck them in under the chignons to hide the ends. After I've done this, I'm taking the other front braid and draping it exactly as I did with the first braid, but in the opposite direction, and I'm securing everything in place with bobby pins. When your fancy updo feels secure, you're done. Okay, my loves, so that's all I have for you today. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and will try this fancy updo for your next big event. Leave me a comment down below on what you thought about this hairstyle and what you would like to see me do next. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.